Good morning, my dear students. In this class, I would like to discuss the topic articles. There are two articles in English: the indefinite article a and an, and the definite article the. An article is a word that is used before a noun to indicate the kind of reference being made by the noun. Articles in English help the reader or listener to identify and follow the nouns in a sentence and to understand the relationship between them and the other parts of the sentence. So, when we use articles before a noun, we can understand the relationship between that noun and other parts of sentences. So, it's very important for us to learn the proper use of articles. As I mentioned in the beginning, we have two types of article in English. They are definite article and the indefinite article. The definite article in English is the, the, and indefinite articles are a and an, an. We need to learn the use of these articles. Look at the example paragraph given in the sentence. The following paragraph shows these relationships. The first example is general. The second and third examples refer to the same company, while the fourth introduces a different company. In this paragraph that I am going to read, we find that definite and indefinite articles are used. So that will help you to know why we use articles and what are the changes that happens when we use them in sentences. Look at the paragraph. Companies will often develop marketing strategies this way. A company in France focused on making their logo memorable to create an association with their brand. The company employed 3 people specifically for this task and it met with considerable success. Al-Arifi mentions a company in Saudi Arabia that has also used similar marketing strategies to good effect. Here in this paragraph, we find that the articles are used. In the second sentence, a company in France, here we find the indefinite article a is used before the word company. It means that the speaker talks about a company that is not specific, which can be any company. So here the indefinite article tells you that the author is not specifically talking about a company. That's why a company in France. So it may be any company in France. But in the next sentence, the company employed 3 people. Here the definite article the is used, which means here the writer is speaking specifically about the company already mentioned. That's why instead of a we have used the. So it means that something that is already mentioned is referring or is referred here. So that's why we have the company. Again, in the next sentence, Al-Arifi mentions a company in Saudi Arabia. That means again any company in Saudi Arabia, not the company which we have already mentioned. So this is the use of definite and indefinite article. When we refer a noun with a definite article, we find that we are specifically talking about something, specifically talking about a noun, whether it be a company or whatever it may be. So when we use indefinite, we are talking in general. So we need to learn some of the important aspects regarding the use of definite and indefinite article. Look at this definite article. Nouns that are being used in a definite way take the definite article the. Nouns used in a definite way. What do you mean by definite? It means exact in meaning, clear to the reader, unique in context. So if it is definite, the noun is definite, we can use a definite article. The company has a good reputation in Europe, which means speaking specifically about a particular company. That's why the company. Unfortunately, the evidence was weak, so a second experiment was conducted. So we find that here again a specific reference is made, the evidence. It does not matter if the noun is countable, the company, or uncountable, the evidence, if it is used in the definite sense. So you can use definite article before countable nouns and also before uncountable nouns. Countable means something that you count. Here, for example, company. Whereas in the evidence, it's a uncountable noun. So whether it is countable or uncountable, we can use definite article if we are talking about it in a definite sense. This is very important. Definite means exact, clear, and unique. If you are referring to a noun that is clear, exact, and unique, then we can use definite article. The only exception to this is if the noun is a singular proper noun. A proper noun means a name of a person or place. So if you are talking about a proper noun, we don't use definite article, even if it is mentioning in a definite sense. And also a fixed phrase. The boss said he would be at lunch. Certain phrases are used in a unique way, but we don't use definite article. That has to be used in that way itself. In these cases, the noun is still definite but takes no article. So remember, if you are referring to a definite noun, we can use a definite article, whether it be a countable or uncountable noun. But at the same time, if you are referring to a proper noun or using a fixed phrase which takes no article, we cannot use the proper article, even if we are talking about it in the definite sense. The best way to work out whether the noun is definite is to ask the following questions. That is, will the reader be aware of the exact thing I am writing about? How can we use a definite article before a noun? You should ask this question to yourself. That is, will the reader be aware of the exact thing I am writing about? If you are talking about a noun that the writer knows that is unique or exact, then you should use a definite article. Next question, do I want to and am able to single out the noun as being unique? If you are talking about a unique noun, then also we can use a definite article. If yes, then the noun is definite. If the reader lacks knowledge of the thing being described, or the writer wishes to write generally or has not previously mentioned the noun, it will be indefinite. So as I mentioned, if you are talking about a noun in general, we don't use the definite article. Instead, we use an indefinite article. So the definite article can be used when the reader is aware of the exact thing the writer is referring to. Now, the following situation lead to the use of the noun has already been mentioned. Look at this. My first interview took place at Cherry Hill School. I arrived at the school at 9 o'clock. Here, the school, because we are talking about a school that is already mentioned, Cherry Hill School. I arrived at the school. Here, the definite article the is used before the noun school because it has already been mentioned in the sentences. My first interview took place at Cherry Hill School. I arrived at the school. The school means Cherry Hill School, which has already been mentioned. So we use the definite article if the noun has already been mentioned. Number 2, the reader already has knowledge of the noun in that particular situation because it is logical. The operator of the machine was responsible for safely turning it off. Here, the operator, before the noun operator, we have used the definite article the, because from the context, the reader knows that we are talking about a definite noun. So in that context as well, we can use the definite article. Similarly, we can use that the reader can form a direct association based on the physical surroundings. The interviews in the waiting room looked quite nervous. Here also, we can use a definite article if you are talking about if you can form a direct association from the physical surroundings. Look at this. The interviewees in the waiting room looked quite nervous. Here, from the physical surrounding, we know that we are talking about specific people, the interviewees. There can be only one of those categories of people or entities in that physical space. Unfortunately, the world economy is going through a recession. So here talking about a particular category. In that sense, one of those categories from the list. So in that sense also we can use definite article. Look, another point, terms that exclude all other things and leave just one. This was the best proposal out of the 7 we received. So out of 7 we are talking about 1. So this was the best. Here we use proper article, definite article. When a noun represents its entire type or group in a general sense. Look at this. The teacher is expected to cover the syllabus and complete the learning objectives. So we are using a noun in a general sense. The teacher, representing all teachers. That is why it is used the teacher. Okay, the teacher is expected to cover the syllabus and complete the learning objectives. So these are the contexts in which we use definite article.